Oracle GoldenGate is a replication software that replicates the data from source database to target database. Okay, here you can look at some of the uses of GoldenGate. Let's look at the first use case. Here the GoldenGate software, it's a replication software and that replicates the data from source database to the target database. Okay, here this is unidirectional replication. Okay, the use of this kind of replication setup is that the reporting users run the reporting queries against the target database, not on the source database. That way live transactions will have more memory, more resources to perform better. Okay, this is what is called as query offloading. Okay, and the another use case here, bidirectional replication. Here GoldenGate is replicating from source to target, vice versa. It could be source and it could be target. So this is what is called as active. Okay, so this is another use case, and these are other use cases. You can have broadcasts. For example, you can have one database in US and you can replicate to UK, Asia, to some other databases to various other countries. Okay, or you can have databases from multiple locations and consolidate to data mart. Okay, basically you can have a number of combinations or equations or use cases, it depends on your purpose. Okay, basically you can replicate data from one database to another database. Okay, one database server to another database server. So that's what pretty much GoldenGate does. And what I read from several articles is that GoldenGate is going to replace data streams. That you may have to think about it. Okay, so before we install and manage or configure the GoldenGate, you need to find out the GoldenGate supports your database version. Okay, so when you log into my support, you click the certifications. There search for the software and the version. Okay, and here in my demo I'm going to install GoldenGate on SQL Server databases. Okay, so now I need to find out what versions of SQL Server the GoldenGate supports. Okay, I selected Oracle GoldenGate 11.2.1.0.2 and I select Windows 64-bit 2008 R2 operating system. When I search, I get list of database that are supported. Okay, here you can see these are the databases that GoldenGate supports. It doesn't support SQL 2005. So if you are installing GoldenGate on 2005, you may have to think about it. Okay, so here this version doesn't support 2005, so you cannot call Oracle and get the support. Okay, that is one thing you may have to notice before you install and use. For the demo, I'm going to install Oracle GoldenGate for SQL Server 2008. So I'm fine for this demo. Let's take a look at my environment. I have installed VMware Workstation Trial Edition. Okay, so here I created two virtual operating systems. Both are Windows 2008 R2. Okay, and I installed SQL 2008 on node 1. Okay, I named the operating systems as node 1 and node 2. Okay, so I installed SQL 2008 on node 1 and SQL 2008 R2 on node 2. Okay, so these are the two operating systems that I installed. So I'm going to install GoldenGate and replicate the data from node 1 to node 2. Okay, pretty much unidirectional replication. Okay, so let's look into it in detail, so this is node 1 and node 2, and I'm in node 1. For the demo purpose, I have created the source database. Okay, so I'm going to replicate the data from this database to target database on node 2. Okay, I have created some of the table for explaining several functionalities in the GoldenGate. Okay, there is no data, but I just created the tables. Okay, so similar tables I have created on node 2. Okay, so you need to download the software. Again, you can go to edelivery.oracle.com to download whatever the version of GoldenGate you wanted to use. Okay, so for this demo I downloaded 11.1 and 11.2. I'll show you how to upgrade from 11.1 to 11.2. Okay, so okay, this is 11.1.1.1.2 software, and I also downloaded 11.2 software. Okay, so what we need to do first, when you download, it will be in zip format. You need to extract. So this is my GoldenGate installation folder. Okay, let's copy it to that folder. So E drive GG. Okay, so let's extract it here. Okay, I extracted the GoldenGate software. Okay, that's it. The installation is done. You just download the zip file and extract it. Okay, and after that you have to start configuring and use it. Okay, so this is the GoldenGate installation directory. Okay, now after we install, okay, so after installing, let's open the command prompt. Okay, so execute the ggSCI executable. Okay, ggSCI is executable. Okay, so when you type in ggSCI, it will show you what is the version that you installed. Okay, so here you can see 11.1. Okay, that's it. So we install GoldenGate. Let's configure it. So before we access the database, the source database, and start configuring the GoldenGate, we need to have ODBC connection. Okay, let's create ODBC connection. Okay, since it is 2008, I'm going to select a native client. The server name is node 1. Okay, the MySQL server is up and running. As you can see, the green arrow mark. Okay, so the agent should be up and running because it uses the CDC. Okay, here now I successfully created the ODBC connection to the database. Now GoldenGate can use this ODBC connection to connect to the database to capture the data. Okay, similarly I have to create the ODBC connection on the target side for the target GoldenGate application software to connect to the target database. Okay, right now I'm in the source database. Okay, in the source database I created ODBC connection. I installed the GoldenGate software that is just extracting the zip file. Okay, Now let's start using the GoldenGate. When you say info all, that means information of all processes. Okay, you call the GoldenGate processes, they extract as a process or group. Okay, so if you say info all, it will list all the processes that are running. Right now we don't have anything. Manager will be installed by default, and it will be in stopped status. Okay, so manager is a main process. Okay, that manages the sub processes or child processes, which are extracts, replicates, data pumps, etc, etc. Okay, let me show you the GoldenGate architecture before we really dive into the software.